Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. And thank you so much for tuning in. I'm your host, Steven. Today, I'll be talking again about action franchises, the ones that mean a lot to me, and where I think they may have stumbled and what they can do to get back on track. Next up is Lethal Weapon. There are four installments. There's Lethal Weapon 1, 1987, Lethal Weapon 2, 89, Lethal Weapon 3 in 1992, and Lethal Weapon 4 in 1998. The movie star Mel Gibson as Martin Riggs and Danny Glover as Roger Murtaugh. I fell in love with these movies. First seeing them in the theater, I was old enough to see them in the theater. Especially the first two. I think everybody who's a fan of this series realizes the first two are classic, and most buddy cop films are now measured up against these two films. Because number one, it was dark and gritty. It was action packed, but it dealt with a lot of stuff on this thing. I mean, you saw the dynamic between Glover and Gibson was undeniable. These guys clicked, and this was magic that you don't find every day in a franchise. Usually, it's just a bunch of actors paid to do their job. This clicked. There was something to it. There was a magic. There was a play between them, and it was great. But what I really enjoyed about this, besides the great action sequences, it was fantastic. There were moments that the characters were driven to do things. If you notice the first one, we have, Gibson's character who's suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. And at one point he's in his trailer wanting to kill himself. His wife has died. He's got nothing to live for. He's thinking about killing himself. And he's doing all these crazy things at work in order to kill himself. And I thought that was really interesting, and how they brought that to light, that he is using his job as a way out of this world. But Glover's character is brought in to basically show Gibson's character normalcy and family love, to bring him back. Glover's family becomes Riggs's anchor back into society after the war. And I thought that was the amazing dynamic, an amazing story that's never really been touched on before. And you have it there in a commercial movie that's being released in the summer, basically, for the masses. And the first two became massive hits. And even the second one about South Africa, they brought politics in there, racism. You had everything going for it. But by the third and fourth, it became more like a Looney Tunes. And yes, I heard that Richard Donner, the director, saw these movies as a Looney Tunes extension, or an extension of Looney Tunes, because they are crazy and it makes no sense that these guys are still alive. And Mel Gibson going mer, 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 like the Three Stooges. But like I said, by the third and fourth, they took away those character moments and pushed them aside for strictly, kind of cheaper laughs. And that line of, I'm too old for this shit, that was funny in the first and second, become kind of cringy by the fourth one, because they are a little old for this. And I'm not taking it away. They were in great shape, they did it, but that they're trying to pretend that Gibson's character can still do things like he was in his 20s without a scrape. I don't know. They kind of pushed it. They lost track of the greenness of it. They lost track of the character moments. When Gibson and Glover are sitting on the boat, or they're talking in Glover's house, and that bonding between these two guys, that you have a guy who's in pain. He doesn't have his wife anymore. He sees Glover's character has a wife. It's a loving family. It's a little crazy, but it's family, right? There's the yelling, the shouting, the kids, watching the kids freaking out over kids. Where are they going to go right? Are they going to go wrong? Right decisions. And he saw everyday life through the eyes of Glover, of the Murtaugh family. And that was, like I said, his anchor. And they kind of throw it away, and they kind of take Gibson's or Riggs's post-traumatic stress disorder and make it like a funny thing. He eats an onion at one point to make a laugh. They lost sight, I think, of what the essence of these characters were. And that's bringing together people and bring them home and make them feel safe and make them feel loved. And no matter what they went through, there's going to be someone there to take care of you and to help you through it. And I think that's got lost in these movies. And there's talk about a fifth one. Danny Glover, I think, is 80. I don't know how you could do that. Maybe you should let them lie now and reboot the series. I have no problem with them rebooting it. Get two new guys, find guys with chemistry. Take your time, find the guys with great chemistry, and take that Riggs's character and develop that storyline of his post-traumatic stress disorder into all the parts, and don't sugarcoat it. Don't insult the audience that way. Show it. And bring up police brutality and find a new way to address it with these guys. Because Lethal Weapon, there was a lot. I'm not saying there was police brutality. It was a lot of action, but there was always just these guys were bad guys. So it wasn't like. But for the modern day audience, probably touch on police brutality, or how do you deal with it now, and what do you do? And I think that would be a great way to reintroduce this franchise. But that's me. I still love these movies. I go back to them. I even enjoy now the third and fourth one now for what they are. It's entertainment. But back in the day, I was severely disappointed with 3 and 4. It lost that magic. And I'm hoping they redo it at one point. I know there was a TV series and they killed off the Riggs character, which I don't think you should have. But they did it because there was problems on set. But that's a whole other story. This is an interesting franchise. It started off breaking down a lot of taboos and stuff, and that's what I appreciate about it. It was, as much as it was an action movie and a buddy cop movie, the dynamic, the chemistry was undeniable, but the underlying character driven moments is what propelled this movie, or the first two anyways, to the standard of the buddy cop movies. For me, every one I watch, it will always be judged against Lethal Weapon 1 and 2. But that's me. You let me know what you think of this franchise. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you think the third and fourth are really good? I watched them again. Like I said, I rebought the Blu-ray set because mine got destroyed in a flood. I enjoyed them for what they are. They're entertainment. But I realize now, looking back at the first two, the underlying character driven stuff that was there is sorely lacking, and maybe too many characters by the fourth one. You had Chris Rock in there, and everybody had their own story. It missed the point of these two guys' story and how they're there for each other. So if you redo this series, do it right, keep the grittiness, and keep the character arcs of these two guys who are becoming a team and becoming a new family, and bringing stability to a guy who needs it. And that's me. Let me know what you think about this series. Share your thoughts with us. I'd love to hear from you. I respond if I have the time, if I can. I would love to. Sometimes it's, with life, things happen. It's not that I don't appreciate it. I do. Just sometimes if I don't respond, please don't take it personal. Love you guys. See you soon with my next installment shortly.